would not mind riding Wicker Man in the winter.
Yeah, but that's about it. I just don't want to get cold on the other ones.
Well, I think it'd be a nice place to go, just generally.
They'd have to Christmasify it, though.
They already do. They do their kind of Christmas event for the hotels.
Yeah.
And it's generally quite Christmassy, it seems. You know, the trees everywhere, tinsel everywhere, that kind of thing.
What is there to actually do, though?
So I think CBeebies Land is open. The Mutiny Bay is open. Jewel's open. That's about it.
And you can go see Santa.
Yeah. So we've got some very fresh news that are hot off the press on the day of recording today. So some of you may know the RMC coming to Walibi Holland in the Netherlands, Untamed. The park's YouTube channel have been posting making of videos showing their progress of the construction of the ride itself, but also giving us kind of an insight into how the ride's looking and how far through the actual construction phases they are. And today they released the second making of video, and it showed, well, it gave us a few statistics, including the ride's height, length and speed, that is actually. So we know that Untamed is going to be 36.5 meters high, 1,085 meters long, and reached a top speed of 92 kilometers per hour. And on top of that, they gave us the ride's first element. So many of you may know that RMCs don't just kind of head towards the lift hill. They do a few wacky elements before going up the lift hill. So Untamed will have a 45-degree outer banked corner. So kind of like the ones you see on just those weird, like very small train, the El Locos, for example. So it's going to have one of those which takes you into the lift hill. Very interesting stuff, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel, the Walibi Holland channel, to see more of these updates in the future. So Untamed is only one of the many roller coasters being built over close season. There's rapid progress happening over at Copperhead Strike in Carowinds in the States on their new Mack multi-launch coaster. I think the track is finished now. They're just, going through the testing phases, and some of the theming looks great. Really quite wacky layout, wacky launches. It's going to be great to see that one. Over in Florida, there's some exciting stuff going on at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure with the new Harry Potter coaster. There's been sightings of the trains on the track, which is very cool. They're currently covered in tarp, which is annoying, so we can't actually see what they are. It looks to be 7 cars, each of which seat 2 riders, so 14 guests per train. But yeah, no, that ride seems to be progressing again quickly, but it's a huge project. There's so much going on. The theming already looks immense, and it's nowhere near finished. So the Harry Potter coaster at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure is one to keep an eye out on. And then finally, a lot of stuff going on in the States. More and more track is going in for Steel Curtain, which is the new roller coaster coming to Kennywood in 2019. That's going to be the USA's most inverting roller coaster with 9 inversions, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's exciting to see that happening. There's a lot going on. I mean, in the close season, usually we get these kind of updates from American parks because they're a bit more forward in showing off what they've been doing, whereas some of the European parks are a bit more kind of closed off and they kind of hide things away. So there'll be many more updates to come, and I think with Untamed, that's why we're quite lucky to have this making of video series is to kind of get the insight of what's actually happening when usually we can't see anything at all.
I was going to say, isn't that quite unusual?
Yeah. Most European parks don't do that. The Efteling did it for Baron 1898 with the exact same people. So it's kind of like made by a certain company,
Right?
Or produced by a certain company, and Walibi Holland have hired that company, who I think is a Dutch company anyway, which makes sense, to create this series for them, showcasing the new ride as it's built, showing off all the different elements, talking to people, and all that kind of thing. So it's very cool, keeps us interested. So go on, tell me you haven't been interested in theme parks and that for too long. I mean, you've sat through several closed seasons, but I think this year you've been the most involved with, meeting up with the American guys, this podcast, more on the channel and the vlogs and all that kind of thing. So how's this year's closed season for you comparing to, say, the previous years where you haven't been as kind of on it?
Well, like before, it was basically I was always in the closed season because obviously I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'm that affected by it as much as you are, obviously. And
You're
also,
not missing...
well, I'm kind of missing the rides, but like, also we have some other stuff coming up, and we just went to Winter Wonderland, so I feel like this is a good amount for me.
Yeah, there's always stuff to do in the closed season. It's never really a closed season, especially if you can go abroad and
Yeah.
visit all of the kind of winter events at the different parks.
Yeah. Just need one at Towers.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll see that happening anytime soon. I mean, they did at some point, I think, want to get it to be a 365 park.
To be fair though, I think Winter Wonderland's like good enough because also like it's rides that we don't do in the on season, so it's new. And also
Still,
it's really Christmassy, so I like it for that.
I think the thing with Christmas events is they never actually seem to be that busy.
What do you mean?
If you see what I mean. Well, whenever I look at people's videos from Christmas events at parks, they never seem to be too busy.
Yeah, but is that because they're picking the days where it's not going to be busy?
Well, potentially, but yeah.
Because even
maybe.
when we went to Winter Wonderland, it was like, what, a Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, Winter Wonderland's a bit different though, isn't it?
And that
'Cause that's
picked up.
But that's just free to get into, so it's a whole different kind of
Yeah, I guess.
ball game compared to a paid entry theme park. But I think if a park was to host a host a winter event, I feel like they have to start from the bottom again, kind of like build popularity and build attendance of that event separate to the main season.
It is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, and if people don't know that the park is open, they might not want to go to it, and you might not want to go to it because the event could be quite crap. So you have to kind of start off with year one, not many people go into it, but put on a good event so that word of mouth makes other people go to it next year.
Yeah.
So I feel like many of the UK theme parks are just not in a position to kind of gamble and lose some money now
initially.
to make money later. So, but no, it would be great to see more winter events. I think Towers is a good part to do that when you think about all of them.
Yeah. Well, because Thorpe's pretty close to London anyway, so what's the point, really?
Yeah, but Thorpe isn't exactly Christmassy.
No, that's what I mean, but like they just might as well not bother.
Yeah, it's not really that kind of... When you think Christmas, you think more kind of family stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Younger kids.
Yeah. You're not like teenagers going to Thorpe Park. So, but yeah, no, there is always things to do in the closed season. And if you really, really, really want to ride some roller coasters, then you just visit the parks that are open. If you live in America,
you
then,
need to get some money.
Well, yeah, you need to get some money.
And fork it out, basically.
But if you're lucky enough to live near a park that's open, like all season round.
Yeah,
then,
well done.
Yeah, you're sorted.
So how have you been feeling, mate? You doing okay?
Yeah, this year hasn't actually been that bad for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You've been working on a lot of videos, though, so that's probably why.
Yeah. Usually, it does feel like a massive drag between what usually is Scarefest in October to Alton Towers in March, late March, early April time.
And also, we've got like stuff in February planned, so
yeah,
it's not too far away.
Yeah, but I guess Winter Wonderland does help.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, it's been pretty busy with making video stuff and uni stuff, and literally it's been, I guess, pretty full on. So
got no time to cry this year.
No. But saying that, I've been watching people go to a load of different Christmas events. I was watching Alex Crump live on Instagram at the Efteling.
Yeah.
and it looks really nice.
It does.
I'd love to go, even just in summer, but in winter it looks.
I feel like Efteling is a winter park.
Yeah, it does look like that. You just got to hope that the rides are open.
Well, yeah.
'Cause,
I think they got on most things though, didn't they?
Yeah, on one of the days, Joriten die Draak, the wooden coaster. Did you like that?
Very nice.
The wooden dueling GCI, that was down all day because it was too cold. But I've heard Baron is quite good at running in cold weather.
Yeah.
See, I guess that's kind of the gamble that you take.
Yeah, imagine if it was just all off.
Well, yeah, exactly. If it's too cold, then it can be. I know Europa Park, they have a winter event, and on the website they have the list of rides which are open in summer and those which are open in winter.
Yeah.
And of the three main coasters, only Woden, the wooden coasters, are meant to be open in winter. But then Sean was saying that this year, Silver Star and Blue Fire, the other two, which were meant to be summer only, were still operating because they could.
Oh.
So I guess you gotta hope that you time it luckily.
Yeah.
But it'd be an absolute bummer if everything was down.
I know. And also just a waste of like money and everything.
This is true. This is very true. Reminds me of Alton Towers at the start of this year's season, where it just snowed and nothing was open.
Yeah.
But yet people still went. It's mental. I think the park closed early as well. Absolutely mental. Especially saying that was the day after we rode Wicker Man at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
This thing about snow. Messes things up in the UK.
Global warming here, guys. If it's snowing and the rides are still going, it's fine. But if it snowed before the rides have got going, that's your problem. Yeah, the close season's going alright. It's just chugging along. What we at? December.
Yeah.
Still got a way to go.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to Winter Wonderland.
Yep.
The other day.
Yep.
And it's been about 2 years, hasn't it, since we went before?
Yeah, it was 2 years.
So
Because we went to ride Olympia Looping the first year it was there.
Yeah, because you said it wasn't going to come back.
Well, just because it was... I mean, Olympia Looping is one of those coasters that most people know about. It's, as Hyde Park says, it's that very famous Oktoberfest roller coaster. So I think that's the main reason we went in 2016. We enjoyed it then. We only rode one thing, didn't we?
Yep, that was it.
Yeah. So this year we pushed the boat out and we rode two things, which were, Zoe?
Olympia Looping and Wild Mouse
XXL.
Is that the actual name of it?
It's big. Yeah.
It is big.
Yeah. I was reading up on it actually. It's a stock Wild Mouse from Mack Rides.
Yeah.
But then they extended it and put like another loop around the outside of it, as in like a circuit.
Oh.
So the bit where it starts going left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
That's the start of the base model. And then the whole first bit round the outside up higher.
Right. Okay.
Was the extension.
Yeah, that was the scary bit because it was like way too high.
Yeah, it was high for a Wild Mouse.
And it was cold, man.
It was cold. It's very cold. So let's talk about Wild Mouse XXL then.
Okay.
So from the beginning, it's more than just a ride. It's a whole queue line experience. So so once you've reluctantly paid £7 to get on it, like I did, you join the queue, and partway through the queue, it kind of becomes a fun house kind of thing.
I didn't realise this was going to happen because you said when we got in, you were like, "Oh, it's a fun house," and I could see there's like the spinning rollers, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Like we get to go through a roller." And then it just carried on the whole way, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like I thought it was just going to be that.
Yeah, I didn't really know what was there either.
Yeah.
I'd never really seen it. I just knew of it. But yeah, no, the rollers were the first thing. Then it was like, what?
Oh, just the floor just kept changing into different things. Like it would spring out, and then there'd be like rollers that you had to run across, and things sticking up. It was kind of spooky. But yeah, it was actually quite fun. It took quite a while to get through, so...
Yeah.
It was worth the money, I think.
Yeah, it definitely adds more value to to the ride because you get that pre-experience. Just a quick plug, you'll be able to see all of, our time at Winter Wonderland in the cheeky vlog we recorded. It's only a short vlog, but it is a vlog nonetheless. And that has some of the funhouse parts of Mouse Xxl and B-roll and our thoughts and us being cold and all that kind of crap. So
mainly us being cold.
Yes. So do watch that when it comes out, after this comes out.
Yep.
Oh man, it comes out in 2 days.
Yeah.
There you go. That's good timing, isn't it?
Yeah, so you've only got 2 days to wait.
2 days.
Till the big vlog.
Wow. It's not really that big though.
No.
It's a vlog. But anyway, back to Mouse Xxl. That's what it is. Well, I don't know what XXL is in German though, so.
Yeah, probably the same.
I doubt it. But yeah, no. You go through the fun house queue line, you get on it.
And it's a wild mouse.
Yeah. Well, it is halfway through.
It was quite a good one.
Yeah, as you said, you've taken up really quite high for what a wild mouse is. And you're very exposed at that point. Then you kind of go right again, go down this huge drop for a wild mouse. And then I started to put my hands up, and then you had to go at me for putting my hands up.
Yeah, because on all the signs it was saying don't put your hands up because you'll get chopped off, and I was like, you probably will, because it was so close. I just had visions of your arm just like flying off.
It's a bit of fun, isn't it?
No, it's not a bit of fun when your arm comes off.
Gives it a bit more of a scare factor.
Oh god.
But yeah, big drop. Then another slightly smaller drop, and then you hit the wild mouse section, which, man, it really goes through those tight turns nearly too quickly.
I know. I was like, are we going to fall off this thing?
Man, it just threw you against the side of the car.
Yeah.
Like, threw you. It doesn't seem to slow it down at all.
No.
It's crazy. Like, usually on those kind of coasters, you do 1 or 2 turns and then you slow down a bit. You do another 2, you slow down a bit. This one was bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, literally
Just
didn't
constant.
end as well. It's probably like 10 turns or something.
I don't know. Probably something like that.
But no, it was alright. I think definitely without the queue line bit, it would have been like, that wasn't worth it. But I can see why people would want to go on it. Because I was like, why are we going on this? It's just a wild mouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
I mean, it is probably the second best coaster there.
Yeah. Not that we've tried any of the other ones.
No, obviously not, but just looking at them.
Well, what was that other one that we could see behind it that looked like hell?
Yeah, there's a suspended coaster with arguably the worst shaping of track ever.
It actually just looked wrong.
It looks broke.
Yeah.
It looks like the banking on RCT2. It's just like a really sudden...
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't.
So we didn't try that one.
Then there was a spinning wild mouse. So Wild Mouse Xxl isn't spinning, but then there is a spinning one, the basic kind of spinning wild mouse design, which I'm good.
We'll pass.
Yes. And then there's the big boy of all big boys.
Olympia looping?
Yeah.
I was like, is that what he's talking about?
Well, Munich and looping, apparently.
Yeah.
Don't know why they call it that at Winter Wonderland and it's not Olympia looping.
Yeah.
Because they literally just covered the signage up with new signage that says that.
Oh.
It's odd.
Let's just call it looping.
The looping boy.
The looping, yeah.
So yeah, no, looping was good. I think it's a very, I was going to say nice looking ride, but then I'm not a big fan of the whole fairground aesthetic.
Yeah,
personally.
But I think as far as fairground rides go,
this is true.
It's as good as you're going to get.
It is. The lights are cool, to be fair. Especially when, they're moving in sequence or flashing. But something to note, Olympia looping wasn't actually running that quickly when we were there. There's videos of it running stupidly fast.
I don't want to do it fast though. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that the first time we rode it, back in 2016, was faster.
Yeah, I think it probably was, because the second time I didn't mind it, whereas I remember the first time. But then it's like, is that because it was faster or because I got used to rides? Mm-hmm. But definitely liked it the second time better. Yeah.
It is a good ride. The drop's cool, and the whole first vertical loop is pretty cool because of how janky it is.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's just a lot of looping, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a lot of positive force.
Yeah.
Or at least attempt of.
Yeah, it's quite samey, but then
yeah,
I don't really mind because it is quite, like loops are good, so.
Yeah, loops are alright. They're alright. It is a bit samey, but then you have to kind of appreciate how old it is, and
yeah,
I guess appreciate the fact that it
moves.
Yeah, it moves, literally.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand how they transport that kind of thing.
In many different trailers.
That's just insane.
Yeah, it really is.
How do they get that across the channel?
Don't know, in a boat, probably.
Imagine driving that onto a boat.
Oh, you just drive all the different parts.
Yeah, but how small are the parts, though?
Not that small.
Like one loop in each van?
No. Like, part of... It'll be the track pieces will be disassembled. And then...
Completely?
What? Yeah, into individual sections.
That's quite scary, though, because then what if they don't put it back together right?
What do you mean don't put it back together right?
How does it attach? Like, how does it rejoin?
It rejoins like every coaster rejoins.
What do you mean?
Nuts and bolts.
Okay. So they have to properly build it again?
Yeah.
That's effort.
It's like a jigsaw, basically.
Yeah.
The pieces are fitting only one way, and then you bolt parts of the track together.
Okay.
So they unbolt all the individual sections, load them up, load the supports up. And if you noticed, each of the sections was numbered.
Was it?
Yeah, you line the numbers up like 3.1, 3.1, and put those together. And
so it's like when you make those big marquees that you have for parties, and they will have a number.
Yeah. Just a bit bigger.
Except complicated, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think it's generally, you go about it the same way that you build any roller coaster. With patience and a lot of checking.
Yeah. Well, we hope.
Yeah, well.
The staff members always really scare me because they're so chill. Do you know what I mean? We're so used to like proper checks and everything.
It's German.
And they're just like get on.
It's Germany that.
Yeah.
That way.
Scary. I was like, don't you want to check that I'm in properly?
Yeah, but they don't do that at Disney, do they? Disney people couldn't give a crap.
Yeah.
But
I'm just like checking my own restraint a couple of times.
Well, yeah, but that's what they make you do at Disney, don't they?
Yeah.
But it's because they know that the train wouldn't even be able to dispatch if you weren't in properly.
Yeah.
So all of those checks that you assume are the proper checks are just redundant extra checks.
Yeah.
So.
Also, the restraints on that.
Weird.
So weird.
Very weird.
Is that the only thing that has that kind of restraint?
Well, I'd assume that other versions or other rides of a similar model have the same.
That's ridiculous.
This coaster's old, like really old.
Because basically you sit down, I can't remember how it works. There's something above and then it pulls down, but it's like concertina. Do you know what I mean?
You what?
I don't know how to describe the thing that comes down.
Yeah, it's kind of like two shoulder pads that just press down on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And then you have a lap bar as well. So.
But this massive like restraint comes down, and it's like depending on how tall you are, it goes down further. So it's quite scary.
Yeah.
How old is it?
World premiere in 1989 at Oktoberfest in Munich.
Wow. Okay. So that's
pretty old
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Still going.
Nearly 30.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why. I mean, it's pretty good for a 30-year-old ride.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for a 30-year-old ride if it was stationary, but it's very good for a 30-year-old ride that keeps moving.
I'm surprised it's not died yet.
Oh, here we go. Transport with company-owned tractor units or loading by rail 50 wagons with 20 large capacity containers.
So it goes on a train?
I guess so.
That's cool. The roller coaster train.
Man. Yeah, there's a whole website just for the ride, basically.
Because it's very famous, mate.
Indeed. Just a tad.
So we had a few questions about the off-season generally. Jamie says, how much do you cry during the off-season?
Not enough.
Not enough. You never cry.
No.
Harry never cries, so 0.
Just get on with it. Just carry on, man. I got stuff to do. Busy guy. Can't think about that.
Ain't got no time to cry.
Exactly. Content to make.
Yeah. And then we have some questions about Winter Wonderland. So Joel says, why do they charge so much and rip people off? Now, before you start getting angry, let's just remember that this is in London, where everything is at least twice the price.
Yeah, well, that's just the reason, isn't it?
Yeah. Because they can, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because people will still buy it.
Everything's a rip-off.
But then,
Winter Wonderland.
When you think about it, people in London generally get paid more, so they have more money to spend on these kind of things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all relative, but obviously...
It is all relative.
People coming in from everywhere else are going to be like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a big shame. Or at least, I feel like if there was a certain kind of wristband system where you pay like 40 quid for a wristband that gets you onto everything.
Yeah, but isn't there a roller coaster pass?
But yeah, that's the same though.
What do you mean?
That's literally just you buy a pass, you put money on, and you use it.
Oh, I thought it was like you buy this and then you can go on all the coasters once or something.
Nope.
Lol, okay.
Yep. Yeah. So if there was some sort of wristband system, you know, for even if it was capped at a certain like hour, like I mean not hour, but several hours, like you've got 3 hours, 40 quid, 3 hours, go wild.
Yeah.
It would be fine, but purely because you'd have to spend like £9 to get on Olympian looping once.
Yeah.
It just it makes you not want to do anything else.
But then I think a wristband, nobody would buy it because A, everybody's just going there to like have a drink.
Yeah.
And B, no one actually cares about riding a ride more than once, except obviously like us. So
yeah,
I feel like no one would buy that.
I would buy it.
Yeah, you would, but that's like, it'd be like 1% of the people would buy it.
Yeah, but for the hassle of setting it up, I think that 1% would be worth it.
I don't know though.
Because you know they would have doubled the amount of money they got from me and you if such a system was in place. You know.
Yeah, but we're like only one person. Think about how many people go through there.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it puts any detriment onto them for having it anyway, if you see what I mean. I think more people than just enthusiasts would buy a wristband if they wanted to ride stuff. Definitely. I mean, otherwise Blackpool wouldn't exist.
Yeah, but like I say, I don't think that's why people go there.
No, it's not.
And if they're not providing one, then surely they've got data to suggest that it wouldn't be worth it.
This is true.
Because they're going to try and exploit people as much as they can, aren't they?
Yeah, this is very true.
So they're probably making enough money just doing one ride on everything, or just one ride in total, and then like loads of drinks afterwards.
Yeah, there must be, I guess. Still.
And also, you don't know how much, like, do they just take a percentage of the ride's profit?
Who?
Winter Wonderland as a thing.
Yeah, they do.
So you don't know how much
the showmen, the owners of the rides take.
And maybe the people doing the rides don't want a wristband because then they've got more people to get on the rides. Yeah,
but the queue's never large when we go.
Yeah, but still, maybe they'd rather just have people like ride it once.
Yeah, maybe, but even if I think that the queue factor isn't a factor at all, because whenever we see the rides, the queues might go slowly, but the rides are only on minimum capacity.
Yeah.
Like looping was on one train.
But that's probably like basically they just can't be bothered to have 2 trains, is what I'm saying.
Well, there's no point if you don't need it.
No, but if they had more people riding, they can't be bothered.
Oh, I think
do you know what I mean?
Consider it.
But anyway, I just feel like that if it was going to make them money, they would have done it by now.
Potentially, yeah.
Because it's quite a popular event anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they must be raking it in.
This is true. I'm sure they are raking it in.
Yeah. I feel like the rides are just there to kind of like make it feel like a theme park. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's meant to be like the rides bring a focal point to it. It makes it different.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being
a market.
A German market, it becomes something
a
bigger.
Thing, yeah.
But then it's also something comparable to Oktoberfest, where it's this big event in London. You know?
Harrison asked, how can Winter Wonderland improve for next year?
I don't know.
Well, you say get a wristband, but like, are they going to do that?
I do say get a wristband, because they don't actually ride things. And then when everyone talks about like, ooh, the drop tower, or this flat ride, or that flat ride, I can actually go, yeah, I liked it, or whatever.
But you're saying 40 quid for a wristband. I doubt it'd be that cheap.
Well, this is what I said. I said 40 quid for a timed wristband.
It would be like 60 though, wouldn't it? At least.
Well, they have the charity event, which is 60 quid for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like 40 quid for 2 hours.
Okay.
Because you can get a lot of rides in there 2 hours. You could easily make your money. So.
Yeah, but that's quite cheap though. I feel like people would actually buy that because then say they wanted to ride 5 things.
Yeah.
You've already made your money back, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but otherwise I wouldn't ever consider riding.
Yeah, but what I mean is like that's too cheap. I don't think they do it for that cheap.
Maybe not, but it is. I think that the timed aspect would makes that cheapness viable.
Well, that's an ideal solution, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would like. Because, then I could actually ride more, get on more stuff, have a more interesting time. Because otherwise you could easily spend like £100.
Yeah.
And I do not want to spend 100 big ones.
I think they should, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty good for what it is. I don't know. Get some heaters so we're not as cold.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'd improve it. Obviously, like make everything cheaper, but that's just not an option.
Yeah, no, definitely not an option.
But at least it's free to get in. They could have easily charged like whatever amount of money just to get in it. So.
Well, yeah, but I think that's the whole point of it, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, it's more than just an event like a theme park. It's more of a market.
Yeah.
It's the hyped
It's
up
a cross
market.
between the two, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's free to enter because people don't have to ride stuff. And if you made it paid entry, then it would change the whole dynamic of it.
Yeah.
Which is not what they want to do. Because some people, as you said, will come for the atmosphere and the food or the drink, not just the rides. And some people will come, what may be drawn there by the rides, ride one thing like we did, or two, and then continue on doing other stuff.
Okay, last question. Hypothetically speaking, do you think that more UK parks would be able to stay open all year round if they had more of a focus on indoor attractions?
Yeah. There already is some parks out there that are open nearly all year round. There's the Devon theme park, Creeley.
Are they really?
Yeah. They've got an indoor section, which is open pretty much all year round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, definitely, if parks did pay more attention to indoor rides, or at least a cluster of tightly packed indoor rides, within one building, then they could open all year round. But then you'd have to get enough people into the park to make that viable. And for the bigger theme parks, it leads to the question, is it worth investing in these indoor rides that might not be very much use in the main season, only for the off season? You have to kind of make that balance between indoor and outdoor, and whether it would be popular all year round or just in the off season. And then it brings what I was speaking about earlier, where I feel like having an off season event is something you have to build up as well. You can't just dive into it. I think you have to put yourself on the line, but have a good event so that other people turn up the next year, and that continues on.
It's a risk.
It is a risk. Yeah, it's a big risk. But no, I'd love to see, one, more indoor attractions in the UK at theme parks, and then two, more UK theme parks open longer periods of the year.
Yeah, it's just hard though because it's so cold, and I feel like people wouldn't want to go out to a theme park in the cold because it's not as fun, is it?
This is very true. And but it does work for other parks.
Yeah,
like
I think
the Efteling.
When you put a focus on Christmas, it makes it more people are going to go because it's Christmas time, so that's the thing they want to do. They want to get in the mood. But if it wasn't focused on Christmas, it'd be a bit more hard to get people to go.
Yeah. Yeah. But it obviously works because Phantasialand do it. Efteling does it.
Well, the
Europa Park.
Phantasialand one has fireworks every night, so that's also another thing that they add, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think if it's in the winter, there needs to be something else as well, like another thing that people are going to go there for, rather than just the coasters or whatever they've got.
Well, yeah, you want the atmosphere, don't you? Really?
Yeah, you need it. It needs to be more of an event every day.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, Phantasialand go crazy with it because most of their rides that they install knowing that they can operate in very cold temperatures.
Yeah.
Like Taron, for example. Taron can operate in -10 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine being on the front row of Taron? You'd die.
You'd just stick to the seat. You'd freeze to it.
Indeed.
So our poll this episode. What's the best thing about Winter Wonderland in London? Did you see the result?
I saw it when I voted.
Which was when?
Just after it started.
Okay.
So I have not seen the
final
result. So I'll let me guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I won't guess the percentage, but the order.
Yeah.
What were they?
You got coasters, flats, food, festive atmosphere.
I think coasters, festive, flats, food.
Exactly right.
Bang.
But our
Easy.
audience is a little bit biased towards the coasters, so...
What percentage was the coasters? Like 45?
58, mate.
58?
Yeah.
Jeez, there's only one good coaster. What are you talking about?
20% for festive atmosphere, 14% for flats, and 8% for food.
There are die-hard flat fans out there.
Yeah.
So.
To be fair, those kind of flats are probably like the best type of flats you'll get.
Oh, funfair flats are the best type of flats.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
I voted for festive atmosphere.
I voted coasters, I'm pretty sure.
Of course you did. I think it is the festive atmosphere though, because you get coasters other places, but you can't beat Winter Wonderland for like getting in the Christmas mood.
No, this is true. And I think without Olympia looping, people would be a lot less likely to vote for coasters.
Yeah.
This is it. I think Olympia looping has really put Winter Wonderland on the enthusiast map.
Yeah, it has.
Which is obviously good for everyone, really, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's very interesting.
We just wanted to mention the Clamshell Awards this year, which had a podcast category.
Section.
Yep. And thanks to everybody who voted for us, because we did get nominated. We didn't win that one, but we didn't even think we were going to get nominated in the first place, so that was very nice. But yeah, so anyway, thanks if anybody nominated us, because we didn't expect it. Yeah, if you voted, cheers. Well done to theming and memeing, well deserved. Obviously the podcast is quite new still, so we still want to improve. We want to know what you want to hear, what you want us to do. So yeah, you can always just tweet us, send us an email, send us a voice message, as per usual. That was my hand clicking.
Nice.
But yeah, just get in touch.
To build on that, feedback is always appreciated. Because without feedback, people say that we're doing well.
Yeah, we don't believe you. Tell us what we're not doing well.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that in any of my content.
Well, yeah, because that's how you roll, isn't it?
Yeah. There's always room for improvement. So if you have an idea, if you'd like to see something, or if you have an idea and, we could try it out. You don't have to stick to ideas. You can try them, see how it comes out. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't work, try something else. So please do let us know if you have any thoughts or what you'd like to see or changes or things you don't like, because we really would appreciate being able to implement them in future episodes.
Yeah, but on the odd chance that you actually do like what we're doing, you can... Why? Why, first of all, and second of all, you can leave us an iTunes review, because that does help.
Yes.
Harry, what are they going to put this time?
This time you're going to put no feedback.
No feedback.
That's it. No feedback.
The words no feedback.
No feedback.
Brilliant.
5 stars.
Okay. Love it.
Okay. I think that's it.
No. Last thing before we go. Tomorrow, and I do mean tomorrow, on the day that this comes out, 5:00. Join us for the live pod on the stream. Yeah. Please, because we need your questions and your support.
I think there'll be people, some people the dedication of some people is already apparent. Someone rescheduled their visit to Phantasialand.
No way.
Just so that they could watch the whole thing. Yeah.
First of all, get your priorities right. Phantasialand wins. Second of all, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Other people have tweeted me saying that's my entire Saturday sorted. And I'm like, yes. Other people have told me they're going to watch all of it, which I think is mental.
Wow. How are they gonna have dinner?
Well, they can just have dinner and watch.
This worries me a lot.
But yeah, no. So we're streaming for 6 hours. Starts at 4 p.m. GMT. At 5 p.m. GMT.
The pod is live.
Yes, we will be recording a live episode, and then that episode will go on to iTunes and Spotify and everywhere later on. So join us. We're going to talk about some of the ideas that we have already, and we're going to talk about things that you guys, the chat, tell us to talk about on the day as well. So please do tune in. You could find the live stream on the Coasterbot YouTube channel.
Yes. Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Pod out.